Hey guys, Tanner here. Today I'm going to take you through a case study of a online store that's a combination private label and drop shipping site. This site is over 4 years old, but it's barely broke the $100,000 mark per year and is currently sitting at about $8,000 per month. It's struggling. It's 4 years old. It's got a lot of good stuff going for it, but why can't it grow? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some backstory. I'm going to show you some numbers, and I'm going to take you through the store and show you exactly what is keeping this store from hitting that next mark and actually taking off and becoming a brand worth looking at. All right, so let's go ahead and jump over to the site and I'll show you what's up. Okay, so the site we're going to look at today is called Analog Watch Company. Okay, it's got a cool name. It's got some great branding. They've had some really good media coverage. They've actually done some partnerships with Mercedes-Benz back in 2017 and designed a watch based on the wood grain trim in some of the Mercedes cars. So they've done some really cool thing. And kind of the premise behind this brand is, first of all, analog watches, so not digital watches, that are inspired by nature. So they have wood grain, stone, metals, things that come out of the earth. And they've got a really kind of a cool presence about their site. It's got some great ideas. The products are a mix of private label and drop ship. The owner of the site actually went to China, worked with manufacturers to come up with their own designs and produce some really nice watches. That's really cool. They've mixed in some drop shipping, which I'm not 100% sold on. I'll explain why in a little bit. And there's a lot of different things that are kind of going on in this site that are not only helping it, but at the same time hurting it. So this kind of site is for sure taking one step forward and 2 to 3 steps back with every step they're taking. So let's go ahead and dive in. So I want to share some numbers. This store is about 4 years old. You can see this is total traffic and total revenue. From about mid-2016, a little after July 2016, they kicked off, and up through July and into 2019, right? You can see the whole spread. You can see that there's total revenue over on the left has gone up and down, and they've had a few spikes. You can see that one spike in 2017 was their biggest. It also coincides to their biggest traffic spike over on the traffic side in 2017, and that was when they did the watch with the Mercedes thing. They did the wood grain watch that partnered with Mercedes on that, and that was their spike, okay? But you can see it's kind of been stagnant, and you can also see that their average is around $8,000 a month in revenue, okay? Their traffic, they've had a total of almost 500,000 visitors, and you can see again, total revenue is $359,000. So really, they've really struggled to hit a $100,000 per year run rate on the store. And again, right now, we'll show you current stats. They're actually sitting at around $7,800 per month in average revenue, with an average sales of around $250 per month. Average traffic is about 10,529 sessions, with a profit margin they're claiming of around 35%. Okay, that's probably doable in some other products and probably not in others, but it's not unreasonable. All right, now. The other important statistics that aren't on the screenshot are their average conversion rate is around 2.37%, okay, based on the average number of sessions and the average number of sales. Their average order value is $31.23. This is where the first red flag pops up, okay? Looking at the site, I can show you a whole bunch of things that are wrong with it, but just looking at these metrics, the average order value is $31.23. When we hop over to the site and I show you their watches, the average watch price is about $150. The cheapest watch is, I believe, $60 or $70. So how can your watch be $60, $70, $150, but your average order value $31? So something else is going on here. Okay, so these are the basic stats. Now I want to share with you why this company is struggling a little bit. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the store. All right, so now we're looking at the store. You can see the website is analogwatchcompany.com at watchco.com. And it's got a decent layout. Okay, the biggest thing above the fold is, I think it's a watch company, analog, and it's inspired by nature. I don't really know more than that. Okay, so from an above the fold perspective, which above the fold is what displays above the scroll depth on your screen. Okay, so on mobile you have a scroll depth, on your desktop window you have a scroll depth as well. And this banner image takes up the entire site. It's too big, provides no value, it doesn't provide any unique value proposition or anything about what this company is. Why do I want to follow them? Why do I want to look at them? Okay. Also, above the fold, there's the about, there's the shop, there's the blog, there's the cart icons and the navigation. A couple things there. About, very important for this brand because they actually have a story. The shop. Shop what? I don't even know really what you do, okay? And then the blog. unless the blog sells, which in this case it doesn't, blog links should be in the footer because it's not a sales thing. The point of your top level navigation is to take them one step further in their shopping process, getting them one step closer to the products, helping them find what they want to look at, okay? The other thing that's missing above the fold here is a search bar. They have a lot of SKUs on this site. There's no search function, okay? Also, instead of saying the word cart, you're better off just using the word cart with the icon. It's more prototypical. It's what people are used to. But all of the things I'm talking about right here are reasons this site is potentially struggling. Okay, actually, I'm going to show you a lot more things that are causing this site to not do as well as it should. Now, let's stop and back up for a second. Analog, great brand name, great photography, good product look, all kinds of cool things going for it. They've got press hits. They did some partnerships with big brands like Mercedes-Benz. They had everything going for them. They actually have private label products. They have some OEM manufacturer products, so unique designs for them, good product quality, good price points at $150 to $300 a watch, some cheaper watches as well. They've got a lot of things going for it. They've been around for almost 4 years. Why are they struggling? Well, it's not the brand name, because the brand name is cool. This company also thinks they have a brand. They don't have a brand yet. They have brand potential and a lot of things going for it in that regard, but there is no brand, okay, because nobody knows about them. And a company that's doing $8,000 a month in gross sales is not a brand, okay? And in 4 years, this company should be doing significantly more money. And I know of a lot of watch companies that are less nice and dialed in than this in terms of brand presence and product presence. Dropship watch companies selling cheap Chinese watches that are doing way more volume than this store. So, what's the problem? It's not the product. It's not their shipping times because they ship domestically. In this case, it's the store and the message that they're sending to the customer when they hit this store, okay? So let's take a look, okay? We're going to go through and kind of optimize this site, what it needs to happen as we go, all right? So again, there should be a search bar above the fold. There needs to be some unique value proposition as to what Analog is, what they stand for, why I want to buy from them, am I on the right page? Okay, it would make a lot more sense for, instead of a shop button, which we'll look at that in a second, to actually have, some of their product categories: wood watches, stone watches, metal watches, or collection names or something like that. But one of the first problems with this site that I can tell you right now is when I hover over the shop button. Look at all those categories. Wood watches, wood sunglasses, wood wallets, wood iPhone cases, marble watches, cork and wine watches, classic watches, flower plus moss, floral rings, floral cuffs, blue light protective eyewear, straps and bolos, watches under $75, and all products. Hang on, I thought I was on a watch store. Analog Watch Co. What are floral rings, floral cuffs, blue light protective eyewear? What are these things doing on this site? Why are they taking up space? I want to buy watches. This site is a watch company, okay? Yes, you can have upsell products and ancillary products and things like that, but this is the first indicator of what's going on. This site is having an identity crisis. They are an analog watch company. They have a great brand, but let's just scroll for a second, okay? Also, by the way, guys, I went through this site on mobile as well. The mobile experience is terrible, okay? This site, this theme is mobile responsive, but it is not mobile optimized. If you look at it, all it's doing is squeezing this image, okay? And it's just a terrible experience, okay? So I've gone through it on mobile as well. Now, if you keep going, let's scroll. So I'm scrolling, and all I'm getting are these images. Now, they're clickable, but they're not telling me anything. They're not helping me, all right? They're artistic. They're pretty. It's a theme designer who has an artistic flair, threw them out there, okay? Look, right here, they've got some great credibility. Cool Hunting, Core 77, GQ, Fast Company, Cool Material, Design Milk. These things should be way up above the fold. I shouldn't have to scroll, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.5, let's say, before I actually see product or anything like this. This is great credibility, should be up. All of this is useless. This is just pretty stuff that doesn't help you sell. And the biggest time someone bounces on your site, meaning they hit your site and they leave, is when they see it, okay? And if they can't see what they need to find, they bounce, all right? So we haven't even gotten into this yet, but there's already things that I can see are having as an issue. This has to go. The above the fold needs to be smaller so that it can bring up products, credibility, why I want to be on this site, and help the customer get to where they want to go. These images don't do that, okay? This is awesome. They should be preferencing this much more heavily. So we've got the Carpenter Collection, the Carpenter Partner Collabs, okay, the Classic Collection. So they're showing all their collections on the site. Another problem here is when you're displaying on desktop, it has been tested tons and tons of times, and specifically tested by us. Now with Build, Grow, Scale, we have over $400 million worth of test results. We have 40 full-time optimization experts who do nothing but run tests all day long on some of the biggest stores out there. So we have a massive amount of data. We know what wins. This kind of thing, 3 across should be the max you're trying to do here. Okay, other thing is we shouldn't really be selling here. We should maybe have a nice collection image that allows them to click through versus showing all the products. All right, so again, if you're gonna have multiple products, 3 across, rows of 3, that's it. Okay, Carpenter Partner Collabs, Classic Collection, we're just gonna keep scrolling for a second. So now we've got these images, which I don't know what they're for. All of a sudden, now we're looking at blue light filtering glasses. Okay, well, let's just keep going. Now we have wine-infused cork watches. Interesting. Okay, the Botanist watch. Okay, interesting. Mason Collection, our partner watches. Okay, now our partner watches, I found out through research that these are dropship watches. The other watches are theirs. These are dropship watches that are cheaper, and they don't fit the brand. These are like knockoffs of Movement and some of the other brands out there. So these are a complete transition from what they were actually selling. Okay, so this is definitely hurting the brand as well, because these products also have 3 to 4 week shipping times and lead times, whereas the other products are their products, are a higher price, are higher quality, and should be focused on. Okay, so now we're looking at rings. Okay, we got the ring collection, the cuff collection, wood wallets, iPhone cases. Your purchase has an impact. Okay, wait a minute. Now we get it down into something that's actually more important. Okay, like your purchase has impact. Okay, so what this is that they actually donate to a charity a portion of their profits. That's huge. People like to buy something that also serves a cause. It makes them feel good. That should be up. Okay. Same thing by their whole little angle on driven by minimalism. This is their about us story and things like that. Partnerships and projects is a fancy name for the most part for them talking about their drop shipping. This is more blog content. Okay, and then they have a little bit of content down here and an Instagram, which when you click on it is not shoppable. Okay, so this actually took me off of the site to Instagram. If you're gonna have an Instagram feed, which this site should, it needs to be using a shoppable Instagram, like the shoppable 460 app or something like that. You never want to take them off your site, okay? But let's go back up and talk about a few more of the issues that we're having. We haven't even got off the homepage yet, guys. And what we're actually talking about here isn't just homepage stuff, but I'm also mixing in some of the brand issues and identity issues that the site's having that's definitely causing the consumer to have issues, okay? Because that's what it's all about, not you. What I'm seeing here is this site's turning into a hodgepodge of other products, okay? And when we think back to the site's average order value, which is $31, okay? Well, now look, we've got wooden wallets in the $20 range, watches cheaper. Also, you got sold out watches showing up or sold out rings. Anything that's sold out should never show up on your site, okay? $45 cheapo watches from the dropship watches. And then come back up here to the glasses, 32, 32, 32. So what's actually selling on this site? What are they selling? Are they selling glasses and rings or glasses and wallets? Are the watches not selling? Are the watches not selling because these other products are being focused on? So what this is kind of like is almost a general store. They started out with a really tightly focused niche, which could be dialed in well. And they started throwing additional products at it to hopefully get something to sell, new product categories, things like that. Now, not to say these are bad products, but if you're selling 250 orders with a $31 average order value, but the products that you have in inventory and that you want to sell are $100 plus, means these products, which are white labeled, they're putting their logo on another product that's already produced and just selling drop ship from the manufacturer with smaller minimum order quantities. This is what's actually selling on the site. But if I'm seeing an ad and I see analog watch code, I see the above the fold is all about watches, I got to come all the way down here to find the glasses. So what are we trying to focus on? Could we have two product categories where we're selling watches and these glasses because they kind of fit together? Possibly. It's been done before. But if these are what's selling, then shouldn't they be showing up above the fold as well? Maybe a watch and the glasses, or a combination, or some product categories. Maybe there should be a watch, shop watches, shop glasses, okay? But the rings and all this other stuff, I'm coming to a site to buy watches. I love watches, by the way, guys. I actually am a collector. I collect all kinds of watches. But if I come to a site like this and I see all this other random stuff like rings and cuffs and stuff like that, you've lost me, okay? Because it's not what's actually there to sell, okay? So this site would be much served by reducing their product selection, taking off anything that's not related to specifically what's actually selling. And if they have watches is what they're actually focused on, and they've got a bunch of money in inventory in watches, and that they're also selling a lot of these blue light glasses or something like that, or potentially even the wallets. Maybe we just have watches, and only watches that we produce, or in this case, Analog produces. Get rid of the dropship watches, okay? Get rid of the rings and stuff. Maybe you can keep the good watches, the good glasses, and potentially even the wood wallet holders, because they kind of make sense, okay? And you could condense that significantly. But you also shouldn't be advertising all these products on the homepage. They could all be categorized under accessories or things like that. More importantly, on the homepage is, what does your site do? What's special about you? What are your unique value propositions? What's your credibility? What makes you different? And why should I buy from you? Okay? Those things should be answered there. And then everything else should be happening on the category pages, on the product pages, and on into the site from there, okay? So this is a huge chunk of why this store is not doing as well as it is. People are coming to the site and they're like, wait a minute, what's going on here? And there's a disconnect between what the site says it is and what it's actually pushing, okay? They could either become a watch company, or they could become a glasses company, or they could definitely tighten up their focus significantly, okay? And this is not exclusive to Analog. Actually, Analog has so much potential with their brand and their watches and their story and things like that. But the fact is they're getting sucked into the more is better, diversify, things like that. Some of the best performing stores out there are very tightly focused, very niche down. You can dial right into a specific customer segment, and you can market like crazy. The more general you get, the more crap you add, the less effective it is. And this is, not just Analog. This is the problem with most Shopify stores out there, is they go too wide. They have tons of products. They're not niche specific. They're not category specific. And they go too wide, okay? And they cause an identity crisis for the customer trying to figure out, who are you as a brand when they come to buy from you. Okay, guys, so we just kind of gone over the business principle stuff. This video is getting kind of long. I'm going to go ahead and make this part 1 of the video, and we're going to wrap it up here. When part 2 is ready, it's going to be linked right here. You'll be able to click part 2 right here. Also, if you'd like to know what I've learned after helping over 10,000 students build Shopify stores, watch this video right here. And don't forget to subscribe below and click the little bell icon to make sure you get notified when we release a new video.